God.
You're on TV.
I'm on TV right now.
It will make you sound amazing. No, you're
Oh
not.
yeah, but always.
I promise you're not on TV.
Okay.
I think I think that's a very hard question now, because like camera in itself is a very simplistic and very small thing, or and to compare like a whole universe to the makings of a camera is just too simplistic. And just to be true to my philosophy, when everything is by chance, of course there's a world where this thing in this way could be.
So I only did it for the sake of comparison to make it simple. As you
Yeah,
said,
but
it's
the
simplistic.
simplicity, the making it more simplistic, I think just fogs everything up. You know, so
do you see the analogy though? The camera,
Yeah, well, I
camera
see-
itself.
I
Let
see,
me
but-
break it down. Let
yeah.
me break it down so that perhaps we can agree or disagree. It's
course.
okay to disagree when we don't agree. The camera has some intricate mechanisms that is placed certain components together
Yes.
to be able to function the way it is. So we
Yes.
can see how things are there in precise, pre-organized plan that it would serve a particular function.
Yes.
And put together itself, it does demonstrate that it is actually able to do that work. The universe likewise shows the intricate balance of different forces. The weak forces, the strong forces, the electromagnetic forces, whether you want to make one single force the unified theory of all forces, still what it demonstrates to us that all the forces work together and then they produce this balanced universe which works in a very coherent way. That is why we're able to describe the fine-tuning of a universe. For example, how certain constants are constants, the Planck's constants, the gravitational constants. Why do we call them constants? Because they're very precise. Some of them are very precise to 22 decimal places. That's how precise we're talking about when we're talking about numbers. This precision is there for it to do its job. For example, life, as we understand, is only sustainable because of the way the Earth and the Sun plays within its balance. The distance from the Sun, our Earth, the rotation in its axis, the actual tilt within the Earth that it's rotating on. This all gives us this understanding that these are finely tuned to produce the life forms that we see in our universe. So comparing this to a simple camera, I know the analogy is very simplistic, but it still holds to the level that this shows design. The camera shows the workings of a designer who planned and organized, put things together for it to work. This universe shows design, but the only problem is this. Between you and me, or the people who are agnostics or atheists, they are reluctant to accept that there's a designer. Because if you say it's a design, it automatically, logically follows that there must be a designer. But your absence of a belief in a designer makes you reluctant to say there's a design, even though clearly there's design in the universe.
Okay.
Isn't there design in the universe?
Well, I would describe it differently. The universe, well, this is a dead thing. The universe is just like our brain's living thing, and it is capable of changing, and this camera is not capable of changing by itself. So I'd say that the universe in its total, and we have no idea when you talk about a creator, we have no idea over the entire time of time, when we have no idea how many chances we had for this Big Bang to work. We don't know how much time was before that or behind that. We don't even know in this constant what is time. So there's a lot of things we don't know. So and we have like this chance of the Big Bang worked, and we have like this very big space where there's like a lot of planets. Like we haven't experienced, we haven't seen everything. So we don't know how many chances it took to be right here, or to life developing on this Earth. So I'd say, and I told to you that as well, because when life gets to life, when life was not created, but it developed. There is like evolution as a cold hard fact. The most fit will survive. So this one, the organism that is just the best suited for the environment will procreate the most. And after that, there is just a logical step every step the way. Of course, the one cell has to reorganize just to be more fit in one environment. At some point, the oceans were full of organisms, and the land wasn't. So the first life forms went to the made like trips, like when they lived next to the shores, they maybe make some little trips with this fish with its legs, and they went up, and so the whole world gets conquered by living things, and every environment makes some species to be more likely to survive there, and we're here at this point because we're on a long line of evolution where we're at the moment at the top. We don't know what will be in 3,000 years. We will maybe change altogether, or if if you look at politics, we won't be here anyway. So there is, I think, just because we don't know, and something looks intelligent, it doesn't have to be.
Okay, let me just understand what you've said so far.
Yeah,
briefly mentioned. Notice how you talk about chance and you talk about life, and I wasn't talking about none of these two concepts. I talked about an object like the camera and an object like the universe. Now, obviously, life came in our universe much later after the universe as it was in the beginning, right?
We don't know.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
Exactly. So we have to go by what we know. We can't assume the universe is on top of a flying spaghetti monster, right?
We don't know. To be honest, we don't know.
We can't assume it is because we have no knowledge of that. We have no reason to believe this is the case. What we do know is our universe has design built in. And I alluded to using the examples of certain constants within our universe. Constants demonstrates that a design built in. They do not come by randomness or by chance.
Oh yeah, they come intelligent things that work best come with randomness, because that's evolution.
Notice you're focusing again on life.
Yeah.
Let's not go
because that's what we talk. That's what we're talking about. I think.
Let's go a step before life came, because life itself cannot arise by itself. I will, in a little while, demonstrate that to you, God willing. But let's talk about inanimate objects. Inanimate objects. If you had scraps
you have to describe
inanimate, non-living.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, plastics, rocks, and all these objects, right? Mm-hmm. Non-living things. If you have a junkyard full of plastics and metals and all the things that you need to make a car or a robot or a camera, with chance alone and with randomness alone, would you expect the next generation of... What's the make of your camera?
Huh?
What's the make of your camera?
Canon.
Would you expect the next generation, Canon camera to be made from this junkyard by randomness and by chance alone?
No.
Okay, so now we have a reason why we say so. And what is the reason that you are saying a next generation, sophisticated, more complex, more brilliant camera as being made by Canon cannot come from a junkyard by chance and randomness is because?
It is the reorganization of dead things by living things.
So if we exclude living things for a moment.
Well, if you exclude living things, you can look at Mars and everything and all these dead planets where just nothing lives. No. It is like...
We're going to simplify two things. We're going to discuss in two steps. One is inanimate objects which are not animate, not living. Okay? And the other thing is objects that are living, life forms. They are two different things. Okay? The rocks don't dream. Okay? It's not conscious. It doesn't have life. So we need to understand the process of our universe where it shows evidence of design. It's quite clear that the universe has all these laws within it that are operating within this universe. Life is something that we understand today by our scientific community that tells us came much later. much later. It is a result of a lot of things that came much, much later. So let's go beyond life first. The fact that there is design, the fact that there is organization, the fact that there is complexity with harmony, showing planning, tells us much more than we need. It tells us that it cannot be a result of chance, it cannot be a result of randomness, because as you agreed, randomness and chance cannot produce an inanimate object like your camera in a junkyard, because it requires some consciousness, it requires some willpower, it requires some knowledge, where there will be some planning and organization to make this camera as it is intended to be made. This universe, when there was no life form, you can't expect this universe to be here like this, with its complexity and organization and harmony and the inherent beautiful design that's within this universe. Chance and randomness cannot explain it. So the question I would like to ask you is this. In the Quran, as we believe as Muslims, Allah tells us very clearly that this, all of this, points to the evidence of the one who created it. Okay? Allah is telling us constantly, do you not see how things are like this? How the earth and the sun, how they rotate, you know, how the night and the day, how they coil each other. We're talking about the earth axis. How life originated. Allah is always asking us this question to ponder and reflect for a reason, so that we can be certain that this is the creation of a creator who obviously is one who has life, one who has knowledge, one who has power. So our heart and mind will resonate with this concept that yes, this is what we would accept. We cannot accept chance and randomness. In the Quran, Allah tells about the creation of human beings. It says like this: were they created from absolute nothingness, or were they themselves the creators? Did they create the heavens and the earth? Nay, they don't have firm belief. If you look at it, were we created from nothingness? The answer is no. Nothingness cannot create anything. It's a non-existent thing. You cannot have a non-existent thing creating existence. You cannot have us made this heaven and the earth, because we haven't made it, clearly. If nothingness have created us, if we haven't created the universe, the heavens and the earth, then who has?
Then who has created Allah?
No, you're jumping one step at a time.
No, because because you're telling intelligent design, but Allah obviously has to be intelligent if you're right. But where does he start? Where does he start? You know, there's like this goes around and around, and you cannot say like, okay,
that's a very
Allah,
good question.
Because when you say like Allah has always been there, and I ask you how did he or he,
we haven't discussed that yet.
Yeah.
But if we were to discuss, yeah.
But I was just asking you because this sounds like a flaw in
I'll show you how
idea.
it's not flaw. I'll show you how it's very logical, very reasonable, and it's most rational thing to uphold. If we accept that this universe could not be a result of chance and randomness, as we almost agree so far, that it has to come from something that has life and knowledge and something that has the power to create it. The question that logically followed from this, which you asked already, then where did Allah come from? Because you now realize there has to be a...
No, in your logic, because I don't think that there is Allah, so I think that everything is random chance.
I would say there has to be
Just want to
a
see
being, an entity that
do
you believe you exist?
It's just a mind bender,
okay.
you know?
So,
do you know?
Are you certain that you exist?
I believe so.
Are you certain?
No.
You're not certain.
Who, if he really thinks about it, can be certain about that? Who doesn't know that we live in the Matrix?
Okay,
Who doesn't know that?
Slowly.
I can't.
So you're not certain that you exist, right?
Who can? Are you certain that you
I'm
exist?
asking about you.
Are you certain that you exist?
I'm absolutely certain.
So you have not the chance that this is like this is maybe a dream.
No chance.
They cannot argue with that.
You know what? You can falsify. You can falsify your speculation and make it into a fact. Do you know the tallest building in London?
I don't know.
Is it the Shard? Is it the Shard? it's a tourist spot as well. Go up to the shard and break the glasses and jump down there, because if you don't exist, nothing will happen to you. It's a dream. In our dreams, people fly, people jump from the buildings. So, do you want to do that?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because I wouldn't take the chance.
Hang on. You are not certain. You can be certain by jumping, and you will be absolutely certain whether you exist or not.
No, because there's the two possibilities. If I'm existing, I wouldn't exist afterwards.
Well,
so
wait,
I would
wait,
leave.
wait.
I would rather
No, no,
stay in the
no,
state
no,
of not
hang
sureness,
on.
but I'm staying in this.
If you want to be absolutely certain, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Jump.
Yes.
But the thing, death comes anyway. So I will experience at
Death?
some point.
If you don't exist, there is no death. Why are you talking about death?
Yeah. The point where I am.
No, you don't
I'm-
exist, right? You're not sure. So there is no question about dying.
So either I have like eternal life right here,
you know this.
or I'm dying, which means that I have existed. So why should I end it right here?
Have you been to
Just
a motorway?
a motorway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. It is not allowed for pedestrians to cross the motorway. Do you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So if I asked you to be certain, jump the fences and just run across the motorway, you'll be certain whether you exist or not. Would you do it?
No.
Why are you scared when you're not certain that you exist?
Because I don't take the chance. I'm not stupid.
No.
You exist. I mean, you exist.
Okay. Just just take the thought. I'm not existing, so I don't die. So
Nothing will happen to you.
nothing will happen to me.
Exactly. So
Alright.
shall we meet a time and place where you're going to do that?
No.
Either shard
because then I would have to be sure about that I'm not existing.
No,
I don't know.
No, you.
I just don't know.
I'm
so
saying.
there's an off
I'm
chance
saying,
of me getting
I'm
killed on the
saying-
motorway.
No, I'm saying.
Why should I do that?
I'm saying we will write it on the papers or on this guidance on your TV that you did exist. Once you were run over by a car,
I wouldn't
and once
believe-
you fall off the building.
I mean, like, I'm sorry, but if you all say like in the comments that I'm existing, I still would not existing. I should do that. I still wouldn't do that. I'm
No,
just
no,
not
no, no.
stupid.
Look, people who are going to watch later, we will
Yeah.
be absolutely certain whether you existed or not.
Are they? Just
I will
they
be.
just have to be. They have to be sure that what they perceive
Okay.
as life, as
Okay.
everything.
Do I exist? Do I exist?
I don't know.
Good. So if I punch you right now, can you hold this? Okay, ready.
Punch him. You want to prove that you exist or not?
Right. So if I punch you right now, because I don't exist, non-existent can't cause you any harm or hurt, right?
No, it can, because
If I don't exist, how can you get hurt? Tell me.
Because I perceive it. Just take.
No, you cannot
just
perceive
take,
it.
Just take the Matrix as an example. People are living in their pods, but they're in a reality, but they experience love.
When I
hate,
talk about my friend,
fear and
What's your name?
pain.
What's your name?
Hans.
Hans, I'm Mansur, right? Because you are not certain I exist, so non-existence cannot cause you any pain or broken jaw or broken teeth, right?
It can in this.
Do you see the marks here? Okay, off the camera. These are broken teeth marks. Okay, I've done it before. So I'm just telling you. Okay. So if I now were to get some of your teeth knocked out,
I'd rather not.
look,
case.
because I don't exist, your teeth will remain in the place, right?
Yes.
Shall we demonstrate now whether you exist or not? Oh, no. Shall we demonstrate to you, without a shadow of doubt, whether I exist or not right now? Let's settle this matter once for all.
No, this is the way. It's the same idea of why I'm not running
No.
over the motorway.
In
So
30
so
seconds.
You want to explain that by violence?
No.
No.
He doesn't. He's not sure and certain that I exist. I said within 30
I said-
seconds,
all
I
I-
can prove it to you whether I exist or not.
all I said
Ready?
is.
Let's count. Watch. 30 seconds.
All I said is that this life is not life, not black and white.
29.
It's like
28.
not-
Let's count.
Let him
Shall I?
count. I'd like
Okay.
to-
Yeah.
28.
Me too.
Right. So, at the end of my counting, you'll be certain, right?
I'm so.
The exercise will. The exercise is to demonstrate that the people who believe that we cannot be sure and certain about certain things, I can make sure they can be certain. So this gentleman, Hans, is not convinced and certain that I exist.
No, all I say is that I'm not existing.
That me,
like that.
I'm not existing.
But I think he understood it out of context.
No. Within the context that we're discussing, I am a non-existent. I do not exist.
All I said is that we are not sure about anything.
He's not sure. So I'm going to make it sure.
My lying eyes see them. It's not true.
I'm sure you were here, you were sure you're not going to get him.
No, I wouldn't. I would think so. I would
know
hope so.
so.
That, I would
Sorry?
hope that I'm here.
I know so. Is there?
But is there any?
You see,
is
you
there-
are
is there
certain,
any
but he's
sureness
not. I
in
want to
life?
make him certain.
Well, you don't have to punch him to prove your point, yeah.
No, no,
No, that's only one of billions of ways.
Let me explain in a
Okay,
different
you know
way.
what? I don't do that.
No,
so
but-
I'm going to start poking you now.
No, but let me explain.
Did you
in a
feel
different
anything?
way.
Did you feel? Hang on. Did you feel anything?
Yes, but
Do I exist?
let me
Wait. Do I exist?
Yes.
in this way. But
No.
let me
Before you explain,
no,
It's
I want to,
like that.
I want,
You will have
I
only
want
chance to speak,
I want
right?
to just give you another idea.
Okay.
Look at the trees. They're green, are they?
Yes. Green, yeah.
Do you know that
rather,
this
rather,
green,
one second.
this color
Does this tree
I'm
exist?
seeing right here
Excuse me.
is the same
Does
color?
this tree exist?
I don't know.
Okay, let's go to the tree and see.
Yeah,
What?
I
Okay.
can see them.
What I
but
wanna do is
the
this,
idea
Hans.
is just think about it. You look at the leaves. They are green, are they?
No. You see what you're doing?
But you call this green.
You
do you
are-
know that I looked
Let
at?
him finish. You talk.
Maybe I should talk to you.
But do you know for certainty that this color I'm seeing is the same color you're seeing? For certainty, because you cannot look through my eyes, I cannot
Okay,
look through
Hans,
yours.
what
It's
we are
just-
discussing-
It's just the idea of you cannot say like something. This is certain because I think so. Nothing is certain because you have
Are
speculations
you certain
all the
that nothing
way.
is certain?
Huh?
Are you certain that nothing is certain?
I'm certain that I'm not certain.
No. Are you certain that nothing is certain?
Well, Hans, I think you want to be certain.
As
It
you
is
realize,
just a philosophy.
no. As you realize, your statement is self-defeating. Are you certain that nothing is certain?
Well, no.
Thank you, brother, for reminding.
It's just but
So
you know
you
that
made a
this is-
statement which is a
But
gibberish
you know that
statement.
this is a language trick,
Wait,
you
no,
know?
please.
It's like saying like
No.
Allah is all that God is
We need
almighty,
to be-
but
we
so
need
you have
to
to
be
so you have to
meaningful.
create a stone which you cannot lift up.
Hans,
It's just a mind
Hans,
stupid
no,
thing.
One thing is a circular argument, the other thing, that's a logical contradiction, so there's a difference between the two. I don't think it applies.
Which way is circular? Which one is circular?
Well, you can't say you're certain about your uncertainty, so it's like you said, it's a self-defeating argument.
Yeah, of course.
So you have no
So you
argument
have
then.
to- and
So your
plus it's
statement has no meaning.
So because you say and don't want to be rude or anything, but so you say like ignorance, just like because I see something like this and I believe something to be like this, and I say like okay, this is like, and I put it into stone and say like this is it. This is called ignorance, to be honest.
Do you see how you committed this logical fallacy in the equivocation of two things?
And all I'm saying is that we should not be ignorant. We should be open to any ideas. And do you really know that you exist? If you really think so, you cannot know that.
Okay, Hans,
You
let's talk
cannot-
about the
you
tree,
cannot
right?
know- you cannot know anything.
Can we talk about the tree? Right.
Yeah, we can talk about the
Instead of talking about what I was talking about, existence and non-existence, you're talking about our perceptions of color. If you're colorblind, you might not see it's green.
Yeah, but that's just 4 or 6.
Yeah. But I am not talking about our perception of color.
You see the oxygen, you don't see
I
it, do you?
am talking about existence. So,
about existence.
does this tree exist?
Let me hold.
I believe so.
Are you certain it exists?
No. What could I be?
Are you in London today?
I think so.
Are you certain?
Maybe I'm just in the world.
Did your mother give you
This
birth?
is-
Did your mother give you birth?
I think so.
Are you certain?
No. To be honest, I cannot recollect that. Recall that.
So, you are not certain your mother gave you birth.
No. How could I?
Okay. Do you go to university?
Yes.
Are you certain you go to university?
It is called. It is a place called university.
What's
yes.
What's it called?
Germany.
Klagenfurt. It's Universität Klagenfurt.
Stanford.
I'm
Are you
out
certain
there.
you go to that university?
It is a place that's called like
Are you
this.
certain you go to that university?
But you know, I'm taking.
You're not
I'm-
answering
I'm-
the question.
But you know that I'm taking a philosophical point, which is just about. Just should you get into thinking about what is reality, what is not,
But
and
he's
you
trying
put
to say
and
it's
you
very-
dumb it down. You dumb it down to like, do you have shoes? Yes, I have shoes.